Yeah. All right, next question is from Brandon Alvarez. He says, "What's up, guys? Hope all is well. What is your guys' projection for Militao's career? Will he get to that Varane type level, like a top 3 center back in the world? He didn't have the greatest first half with the ball at his feet, but he did have some nice mid to long range passes and defensive interventions. Do you think he has that position locked down all to himself for the next decade? And should he? I believe if we bring in another center back like Rudiger, it might disrupt his confidence and maturation, but on the other hand, it could push him to be better, sort of like Pepe and Varane. Obviously, different timelines. I apologize for the long question. Gracias, amigos. And hashtag Go Lakers. Oh, you had to ruin it. It was such a great question.
Yeah.
It was so well articulated. And then you had to put the Go Lakers. Yeah. Next question.
Nah, just kidding. Okay, about Militao. Well, just kidding, but not really. Anyway, about Militao, I feel like he definitely has the potential and the physical tools and the skill set to be an elite center back. I'm top 3, top 5 center back in the world, especially now that the position is not very deep in European football. So I think he definitely has the tools. He's just still 20 years old. I definitely believe that it would take a huge drop in form from him to be benched right now. Like, I feel like right now he's an undisputed starter, and he will still be an undisputed starter unless a big injury for him happens or a big drop in form or whatever. So I don't think Real Madrid are exploring the market to find another starter in Militao's position. I feel like he has earned that spot over the last few months, and I feel like right now there's just no reason to send him to the bench and bring Rudiger, for example. I feel like if Real Madrid are really, we talked about this last week, but I feel like if Real Madrid are interested in Rudiger is in order to move Alaba to the left back spot. I don't think they want to bench Militao, considering the way he's played right now. Whether or not he'll be a top 3 center back in the world will depend a lot on his mindset and his maturity. I think like sometimes he rushes things a little bit too much for my taste, but I feel he definitely has the skill set and the potential to become that kind of player. And again, we need to consider that a 23 center back is not the same as a 23-year-old attacker. I think that center backs mature a little bit later than the rest of players. So I feel like the best is yet to come for him.
I think Militao's been awesome as well. He's been kind of low key because he's just been steady and consistent and strong and really, really good reading the balls over the top perfectly. His step-up interventions were foot perfect. I think he's been our best defender this season. He's been awesome. His projection for the future as a top 3 center back in the world, that might be a stretch. If you compare him to what Varane was at this stage of his career, Varane was probably the better defender at this stage, like in terms of their ages, But I think a top 5 to 10 is realistic for him. I think his struggle will be his ability to play the ball out of his feet under pressure. Varane obviously struggled with that too for quite some time, despite him being pretty good at it early in his career. I feel like he went through a little bit of a regression in that aspect. But I'm really high on him. I think he's really, really, really good. Great signing. And I'm really excited about his projection. I would say 5 to 10 is a reasonably safe area to put him in, which I think is a great place to be. And I think, you and I did obviously speak about Rudiger last week, and you kind of laid out the barriers and the challenges of signing him as a free agent. If we were able to swing it off from a financial perspective, then I would still welcome those 3 in the team. And Brandon brings up kind of the point of Varane and Pepe and Ramos, those 3 working together and maybe pushing each other. And the fact that we went into that Champions League final against Atletico with Varane starting because Pepe couldn't play. I mean, just to have that kind of luxury is amazing to have. And we know, they're talking about more football on the calendar. We're talking about 5 subs being permanent. It's fine to have 3 center backs at that level, to me.
Yeah, the best thing. One more quick
Yeah.
note. The best thing about Militao is that he has already the tools that you cannot teach. You know, you can teach positioning, you can teach experience, you can teach all those sort of things, but you just cannot teach how fast he is, how high he jumps and everything. So he has the physical tools that you just cannot teach, and you just cannot find that often in the market. So that's the positive thing about him, that he's young and he can learn plenty of things, and the things that you just cannot teach a defender, he has them already. That's definitely a very nice thing to have.
Yeah, he has the instinct and the ability to read the game that really comes naturally to him, which I think is a huge asset. Plus, he has the physical tools, so he has the basic building blocks of being an elite center back. Frederick Rantakiro says, "Who's your favorite Bale, the Batman or the Welsh golfer?"